Super Duper Variety Power Hour with your hosts, Bob Katie
and John Picarillo.
Welcome to episode 180 of Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
Welcome aboard, folks.
Hi, Chihuahua.
Ay Chihuahua. You went Ay Chihuahua on us. That's going to go right up there with Konnichiwa. Ichiwawa. Yeah, I had to edit the opening song because I wanted to get to, every time we played it, I wanted to get to the chorus. Not that I don't like your vocals, Greg, in the verse.
Oh, well, thanks.
I wanted to get to the hook.
Yeah.
The hook.
Let's cut past this crap and get to the real meat of the thing.
That's right. Get to the hook. So I had to redo that. I was like, I think I'm going to shorten that up just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Very, very special episode.
Yeah, we were supposed to have the full band here, but they're dropping like flies.
I don't think it's ever happened.
To have the full band here?
No,
yeah,
there was one time. Yeah.
Once, right?
Time, yeah.
We haven't had the full band and Jay here.
And Jay.
Yeah.
And
we haven't
Jay.
had. Yeah.
It's funny, right? Because those guys usually make it, and I'm not
Right.
available. And now,
That's why this is super special.
what the hell?
You've missed out on a bunch when we're not doing band practice
That's right.
and we're doing a podcast, and then you're like, well, I got something going on there.
No, you guys plan podcasts for when I'm not available.
Yes,
No,
we
actually-
secretly talked to your wife.
Actually, I think we're not having band practice because somebody's got something going on, and we're like, well, let's have a podcast.
That's exactly why. And it's me that's got something
Usually.
going on.
No, yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, this was going to be a podcast whether Tom was here or not. So because
Well, the whole band was supposed to be here.
Right.
usually we've kind of gotten to the routine of
Nope, Tom wasn't going to be here.
Oh, that's right.
Tom,
Tom
yeah.
was. Yeah,
He had something going on.
the routine of after a gig we've kind of gotten into is like we'll just take the next week off of band practice and have a podcast or something or do something a little bit more relaxed after everybody's all like wired and tired and everything else.
My voice is all blown out.
Greg's you sound like the Wolfman. How you doing? How you
is
doing,
currently,
John?
in a national park that was built on an old waste dump period full of all sorts of radium contamination.
Hey everybody, there's a shit cloud coming! Run for your lives!
Well,
Have
that's
fun with
why.
that, buddy.
That's why we've got Flat Tom tonight.
Yeah.
We have Flat Tom.
His first Flat Tom.
appearance.
Yes, everybody, welcome Flat Tom to the show.
Yay. Flat Tom.
Welcome, Flat Tom. I didn't even get to look at him.
Oh, jeez.
There'll be plenty of
It could have been
time.
the soft mattress, or it could have been the midnight rape, or the nude gay art show that took place in my room. One of those probably added to the lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Actually, I have tape of Greg every time we do a podcast and he's not here.
Cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is!
We won't say which person he was talking about.
Oh, I did bring something special, though.
Uh-oh.
John says something special.
Oh, something special this way's a coming.
Yeah. You get
I
to
already
check
forgot.
This,
This is
you get to check this off. I'm sure it's a rare.
Oh.
I saved one for Jay, so don't get too upset if you're. But this is a beer from Wisconsin. I got my ass kicked in Wisconsin.
I got my ass kicked in Wisconsin once.
It's a New Glarus Brewing Company. It's called Spotted Cow. It's supposed to be. Well, I had some, and I'll already tell you, it's a very excellent beer. But it's hard to get because unless you live in Wisconsin, you can't buy it. So I had a friend who was
Not
recently-
distributed.
Right,
then.
right,
Yeah,
right.
Nice.
The way you said that, unless you live in Wisconsin, you have to show ID? Like
Yeah,
Wisconsin
yeah.
ID?
Yeah, I got this down the street, but I have a Wisconsin ID.
So I got word that
Here's what's
somebody
going to
was
happen.
Yeah.
Tonto.
Don't forget to.
Kemosabi's going to have some flavor. I'm going to choose not to eat with you.
We're not going to eat together?
No. I like to recharge my batteries and shut down the engines and get myself back to neutral.
With some spotted cow.
Yeah.
You can really taste the cow.
Yeah. It's a little milky. It's less vanilla-y this
Cereal
time.
baby.
The first time I had it, I thought I tasted some vanilla, but I'm not getting that now.
No, but it's very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth.
Sounds like a job for a suck machine.
It's
How'd you know my high school nickname?
Definitely easy drinking beer.
Oh, but definitely.
Yeah. So, don't forget to check it in because I don't know the next time you're going to be in Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, what the hell? There's not even there's no barcode on it.
No.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I can't
You gotta
even
go old
return
school.
them.
Oh yeah,
I can't
You
even
have to
return
type.
them around here.
That's right. It's not even recyclable.
Wow.
My friend that brought it back had a rental car to get back here. and
Greg knows the story, but we can't mention it because we don't know if the person might be listening.
But the rental person was like, you can't bring those back to New York and sell them. They were like, they're serious about like not letting them out of Wisconsin. Like, it is a big deal.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
How
Oh, yeah.
How much was in the car?
Like there was about 4 cases in the car.
Okay, all right. That's still not enough for distribution.
No.
Let's take it easy, buddy.
No.
They pulled them over. They got spotted cow. Get them.
Book them, Chano.
Yeah. We'd like air units. He's got 4 cases of spotted cow.
Pull over.
Pull over. Pull over.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good stuff, though.
It is a
That's
good beer.
stuff.
It's good beer.
Oh, come on. We got to hit Greg's favorite.
But I can't believe you did it! Oh, too good. Too good. Oh. Well, good night.
Woo. And we got to mention the gig, the Halloween gig
Yeah,
at
that's the fun thing. We get to talk about it
Center
without the
Street
other
Pub.
guys.
That's
yeah. Was we've been spoiled this fall
Oh, yeah.
with gigs. Good
Great
money,
gigs.
good venues,
Yeah.
good crowds.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't
that
ask
was
for
a
anything more.
that was a great gig. That
Yeah.
was a great gig. I think we sounded great.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great. I mean, the place was packed.
Yeah.
You can't.
We got to
beat a
host
Halloween gig.
We got to host a costume.
costume contest
Yeah.
judging. Yeah.
Yeah. Scattered ass everywhere to look at.
Yes, yes, there was.
Scattered ass everywhere to look at.
Care Bear.
Care Bear.
And I think there's some. We'll get some video footage. We'll have
Yeah.
at least a couple of things. Not the best audio we've ever had, but enough passable so that we can get something out there.
Yeah, and before you go in for your surgery, I got to get some vocals from you on that other stuff.
Yeah,
So we can have a lot to put out there.
that's right.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
put a
that's
lot.
right.
We have a lot in the can to put out.
Some guys like it.
I like it.
Some guys like it. Man. John likes it in the can.
I ordered.
Am I being paranoid or is he busting my balls?
I ordered my spotted cow in a can, but somebody trumped me.
Might have been my phone.
And,
You like it in the can.
I do like it in the can, but I ended up with bottles.
John likes it in the can.
I'm more of a bottle guy.
Well, you got lucky then. See, they would have been easier to get rid of in the can. Because now
Because you could have recycled.
them.
Well, you had to recycle cans too. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I got a returning whole thing that I do, and this falls out of that category.
That just goes in a bin.
It's gone.
We've had 2 gigs in a row, and I'll bust Tom's balls. His equipment went on 2 gigs in a row.
Different equipment, 2 gigs,
2 gigs in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just shit luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tom, stick with the carving.
yeah.
The carving will get you through.
Well, the first time
built for speed.
That's right.
The first time we played some improvision. Well,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the beach bar.
Yeah.
That was.
I'm surprised he didn't have a backup. He always usually has a backup,
He
too.
said it. He even said it. He's like, I would normally have a backup.
Yeah.
Yep.
he had
Son
one in
of
the
a
car
bitch.
for the beach
He-
bar.
Yeah,
Well,
the
what-
carving. He had the carving.
What were the chances that it was going to happen 2 gigs in a row? Though. So, I mean, I
For
get
me,
it.
it was kind of funny.
It's my
I was
biggest
back there,
fear, actually.
And it just went, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And
It
I'm
was
like,
weird because I couldn't at
we're
first figure
still
out what was
playing.
going on. You're middle of a song, and everybody just kept going. Just
We
kept
got
going.
like 3/4 of the way through. John just quit after a while.
Tom came
I
in
think
to
we
sing, and John quit.
Yeah.
It was-
I thought we finished the song.
No.
no, not even close.
Are you sure?
Positive.
I
John.
thought I did.
You finished the song.
You finished the song. You were done.
Finished the song.
You were like, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with that. Yeah, actually, the last 2 gigs we've had some weird. Chris had guitar technical difficulties, but
That's right.
he on the at the beach bar, but he figured that out before we even started.
It was in our sound check, I think, and he had to
Yeah,
switch guitars.
I think it's the guitar. Actually, I think it was the guitar he was actually using on Halloween
Oh, was it?
weekend. Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
the same guitar. Yeah.
Shout
I think
out to
so.
our sound guy. Did a pretty good job.
Dave.
Oh, Dave.
I don't know Dave's last
Killed
name.
it.
He's just Dave.
Dempson?
Yeah.
Stemson,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. He killed it.
Killed it. It's so good.
Worked
Killed
well
it.
together and
Too good.
Too good. Yeah, and I had to park all the way down the block thanks to somebody taking my parking spot.
I don't know who that dick was, but it was a good spot.
Swear to God, I looked at that and when I'm like, fuck. And I was like, who the fuck drive the goddamn piece of crap truck, whatever. Drive all the way down there on the way back. There's Greg getting his stuff out and everything. I'm like, that asshole.
There was such a good parking spot up here, Bob. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
totally missed that spot.
Yeah.
No, the one that pissed me off was at the end of the night. The asshole that was parked in our unloading zone for no
Yeah,
reason.
I had no idea what that was
truck
about.
was parked in
Yeah.
our spot where we unloaded everything, and he was just standing there. I think that was the dude that was standing by the gate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
well.
I wanted to say something.
What an asshole!
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna.
I met a guy with lederhosen.
Yes, you did. We met a
He
lot.
thought I was busting his balls. I'm like, no, I got one.
I got those.
I got those.
too.
No, I'm wearing them.
I'm wearing them. Jay was like, "Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave just after you start the third set," and then he stayed right to closing,
he was right through.
Yeah, right
Pack
there.
up the cars.
Yep. He's a soldier.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
when he does, when he gets in mode, he's having a good time. He's having a good time, as we all know from a couple podcasts ago. Where he was, having a good
Looking for a little slab and pickle.
Well, you know, the nice thing about Center Street there is
that it's
tons
9
of
minutes down the
great
road from me.
craft beers.
Oh, filled with craft
Some
beers.
excellent-
Because I heard you go, Jay. How many did you check in tonight? And he was like 6 or 7.
Well,
or something.
and I was like, no, just new ones, Jane. He's
Yeah, he's
like,
like,
yeah,
six.
6.
Yeah, that's why he was happy. He was like, all right, sitting here listening to some music, checking in new beers.
There was some good beers
I know.
there.
You had like 3 back there going
I
at
had
once.
at least 4
You had a
different
delivery
beers.
service, I
I
noticed.
did.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know the first time it happened. I seriously didn't even see anybody come put it there. I turned around and there was another beer, and I'm like, oh, whatever I just did, I'm going to make that happen again.
Beer appears.
just showed up. It was magical.
Beer. There it is.
One more. I need one more. Poof. Yay!
Yeah, I wish we.
Beer's here.
I wish we could get that kind of a crowd and that kind of a place to play every time.
Well, I think if we can, and it sounds like we will probably get it back in there a couple of times. So
John mentioned that Jay said that the chick bartender's the owner. She had
Really?
that red
That's what he's
flannel
told
on.
me. Yeah. And the guy with
Interesting.
the bun knot was her man or something, I guess.
he's the one. All right. So at the end of the night, we're packing up, and I don't drink when we're playing. So
Oh, you had that beer right away.
so as
Yeah.
soon as I started packing up some cables, and I'm like, shit, I gotta go get a beer. Plus, I've been
Usually get a
sick.
nice stout too.
I've been so sick for gigs that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get a beer. So I go in and I get a beer, and I had some 151 stickers in my pocket, and I throw them out on the bar, and the guy comes over and he's like, "Can I have one of those?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're for." And he picks it up and he's like, "That's really cool, man." And I'm like, so he gets my beer and he takes my money, and I get out one of the download cards, and I'm like, "I'll have one of these. It's our album." And he's like, "This is awesome." He's like, "That's the best. I can't believe they could do this now." He's like, but he was super psyched, and that was that guy. So
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You handed it to the right
I handed it to
person.
the right guy.
That's
And
right.
he handed me the right beer, and
That's
we're
right.
all
Everybody's happy.
The only thing I
Oh my God, my pipe organ! Yay!
was upset is I had a fantastic stout, and I don't remember the name of it. You know what I mean? I just
was it the nitro one?
I think so. He
Oh.
gave it to me in a really
Oh
nice.
no,
The
the
snifter
snifter was
thing.
a different one.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so good.
And you forgot what it was?
You know my cigars I love so much right now? They're chocolate mint cigars that I dig a lot, and this beer was just like it. Oh, so good.
So good. So good.
But it was I just took a shot. I was like, "What is that?" And he's like, "I'll let you taste it." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yep, give me that."
That's the one.
And then I was like, I don't remember what the name of that was. I can't check it in. I can't even check it in. I don't know the name.
All I have to do is go back through Jay's check-ins to find mine. It's perfect.
You didn't even recognize Chris's girlfriend until
No,
you
not
were
at all.
packing up.
I saw her a bunch of times because she was really paying attention to us.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was going on there, and I don't know who it was.
That happened to me at the beach bar, but that's because we hadn't been
We hadn't
introduced
met her.
to her. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to figure out. Apparently, your sister doesn't know any of those people,
Right.
But they were all. They looked like a big group.
That seems to happen a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
they
you know
were
what I mean?
those guys
Like,
all
our
kind of
people all seem to get together.
Well, Jay met Chris's girlfriend because
Yeah,
they were standing
before
next
we
to each
knew
other.
she was there.
Yeah. Well, no, I knew she was there.
I didn't know she was
Oh, by the time she was over there, I knew. But when she was over on the other side, I didn't know it was her. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it out from pretty fast. Maybe because I saw Chris talk to her.
I would
or
have never
something.
known.
Probably,
Yeah.
I would until somebody told me. I would have never known.
Yeah. Well, you were
had
just
no
like
idea.
Chris's girlfriend didn't show up. I'm like, she's right over there. He's like, oh.
I saw Chris talking to this girl, and he didn't have a chloroform rag in his hand, and I was like, "Oh no, that's his girlfriend." Yeah, that's it.
You are creepy as shit.
I can talk a long time with her, and it's always at the end of the gig, and I'm supposed to be packing up, and you guys are always like,
Yeah.
Oh, not
"I
me.
gotta catch up."
Yeah. No. We want to pack up. That's what we want to do.
I got at it though. I didn't even leave my seat this time. I think that's the way to go. I just sat in my seat and
started taking stuff
down,
apart.
you know?
And we got to thank Jay for he acted as a little bit of a roadie there at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Oh yeah, he was lighting the way. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
he took a bunch of stuff out and everything. Yeah, it was kind of nice not having to do sound.
I
It
know,
was
that's
a little
why
bit.
we
It was
discussed right.
It was once you get over in your head the loss of control you have. It's like okay,
It
I
was
don't have
nice.
to mess with it. Yeah.
He
Well,
had
it
a
doesn't
similar
hurt.
setup like you do.
What?
He did.
With the
Yeah.
iPad. It's the same. kind
It's
of thing.
nice though that it was good.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't just have somebody doing sound; he did it really well.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
kind of alleviates some of that.
All
you know.
that crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
The I
At
think
least we know we have the option.
yeah, when we get another good paying gig where we can more afford, where it's
Right.
easy to pay him.
Right.
I just need I just got to get together with him to get see if he has an out where I can get the vocals out, and then I can just because everything else I don't put through the board that I record, so it's just the vocals I'm taking from the board.
How are you getting the rest of it?
I split the guitars. I put into the splitter. Like Chris's guitar, I mic and I put into the splitter, and it goes one to the board for the mains and one to the recorder. Same with my guitar.
So you just need to add splitters and a cable, and you could grab any of the stuff.
Well, no, actually, with him, all I need to do, I wouldn't even have to split anything because they would be going. The guitars wouldn't be going into the PA. He would take care of that. I would just put it right into the recorder. So the only thing I need is just the vocals off of the board, like I normally do. So it's not really much. I just don't actually. I use less. If I were to, if he was doing sound, I'd be using less.
Right.
Yeah, I just have to bring the recorder and some couple of mic cords and stuff and some mics, and that's it.
Nice.
So it'll be easier. I didn't think about it till it was too late, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to get into that, and
Yada yada yada.
yeah, all yada yada and all that shit and everything else. But the gig came off pretty flawlessly, even with a few little tricks.
Oh, I was so fucking hungover.
He was.
Shit. Right before we left, I was laying on the couch. I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna go. And then as soon as I got my drum set up and I was sitting back there, I started sweating. And I'm like, oh my god, I should have wore shorts. Flip-flops. I
was-
normally do, and I
That
wore
was another
pants
thing
and
that he
shoes.
said. The heat in that place was perfect. I don't remember
Being in
being
the back corner was
really hot.
I mean,
So-
I didn't sweat my ass off.
Oh, I
it
did, but I was wearing a blazer.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that
you were
doesn't
using-
count.
yeah.
But they rolled the door open.
I saw
nice,
that
yeah.
after
Right.
a while. Yeah.
So that was
garage door,
about-
like right in front of us.
That
It
was about
awesome.
mid-second set. I actually think they did it because there was too many people in the bar, and he got worried that they were going to be over capacity.
Oh, okay.
So they opened it up, and it still was full, even though a bunch of people were outside.
yeah.
They started smoking out there, and it immediately hit me like a ton of bricks.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I heard you
and
saying
I got
that, yeah.
and I started getting like throaty and like it was bad.
That's what she said.
There was definitely there was definitely a smoking lounge out
Yeah.
there. That's for sure.
It was funny because I was talking with him yesterday, and a few of the songs that went really well at the beach bar, a couple of them kind
it
of
was all
dudded
crazy.
on us. I don't mean like dudded, but it was just kind of like a mild like. Eh.
There was no
Like Time.
It was
Time did so well at the beach bar.
It was
and then
a
it was
different
like
crowd though, because what I
I
realized
couldn't get a grasp on where they were going.
what I realized early on is that was a party crowd that was there for a Halloween party.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, whereas most times when you go to the bar, the people don't want too much of that. They want a like nice mix where they can enjoy the music, sit in their seat, drink their beers. These guys were looking to party. Most people were on their feet all night. Yeah. So that's why I dragged in songs like "Give Me 3 Steps" in the first set.
8675309 went over big time.
Yeah,
people were like loving that.
That one dude dancing like crazy to Iron Maiden stuff.
Yeah,
he was singing "Wasted Years" word for word.
You could say it, the black guy.
Yeah, well, it was
I mean, come on, let's be honest with you. A black guy dancing
to Iron Maiden,
to Iron Maiden and knowing the words.
Yeah, I was.
That is unique.
He danced to both of them that we played.
Yeah,
full on dancing.
The guy. So we're playing Rock You Like a Hurricane, right? We're playing the Scorpions, and there's that guy, and he's kind of just standing up there. As soon as Chris starts playing, he's kind of standing there waiting. Yeah, I'm like, oh, was this
Did he
guy,
have
this
the
guy's
hat on? And he was like, he was. I think I know you're talking about. He's kind of like playing guitar, like.
Well, at first though, he's just standing there, and I'm like, he's got to be like a guitar player. This is a band guy judging us, right? And then he stops. And he waits, and I start singing the first verse, and he's leaning in at me a little bit. He's looking at me. And by the time I finished the first chorus, he took out his wallet and starts counting out money and just threw it at my feet.
Yeah, this is the second time we were getting tips too. If I forgot all about that.
And he kind of gave me he goes,
yeah. There was another guy that I first saw that with Wasted Years. He had like a jacket on and some other like. It was weird stuff. It was, some white guy or something looked like he
was loaded by the end of the night.
But he was just like I'm going along, and
there were some definite musicians.
Yeah,
he stayed in it for the long haul. That dude, because he was right up at the corner, right where Jay was at most of the gig, right. And he's by the end of the night, he was like head down.
There was a couple right straight in front of me sitting at the table.
Oh yeah,
were there for most of the time, and either he or her or both were musicians, or they just go see a lot of live.
They were just digging it.
They were into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's why I cut Mary Jane as I've listened to about first set and the half of the second set already, and it sounds solid. We sound great. Everything's great. But you hear the cheers at the end of Mary Jane's Last Dance, and it's crazy. The place blew up because we played Tom Petty.
Yeah, that was.
So I grabbed that one first because there's such a good crowd reaction.
And that's such a weird song when I was looking through trying to find where to fit it.
Right.
Because it's such emotionally, it's like it has this own pocket emotionally, the tone it sets.
Oh yeah.
And it's like straight through the song. There's not any highs or lows. It's the same thing. And it's like, where do I put this? Because everything else we do is so high energy.
Yeah, it's
and
either
that's a little bit more,
or it's poppy and
yeah. But that one is just so. So I was just like, oh
that
man, where do I put that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious.
I knew it was going to go over
I
well.
To see what the video from the sign.
I've got it with me. I had it playing in the car because I wanted to hear what the audio sounded like. I think if I take the two audios and lay them over each other, it might
sync up.
It might sync up nice because there's a lot more bass and drums and.
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
More bass and drums on the up one,
and Chris's guitar because it's in back next to where his amp is, and there's lower
both of you
vocals
had
and
problems with that. You wanted more Chris guitar.
Yeah. But I didn't say anything.
I didn't
overheard
either.
You talking
I said
about
something.
It.
That's
I
why
asked
I got
Dave
it.
and stuff about it, and it sounded good in front of house, so I didn't mess with it.
I didn't. As long as I can hear enough for certain, I need a couple cues from him on certain songs.
Me too.
And if there's enough for that, then I
gotta
can live with what's happening.
I gotta hear a little bit of everything, just a little bit of everything. They don't necessarily have to be like a perfect mix. and usually I'm the person I can't hear, but I had way too much of me. And he's like, "Do you need any vocals?" I'm like, "Well, no, I'm standing right next to him."
My problem is when everything sounds so good and there's only one thing that's a little off. I hate to start having people mess with stuff because I don't want to get it all fucked up.
I can hear myself so good. I didn't want to mess with anything.
Yeah, but you know what? You shouldn't though. Back there with it, because you have your own monitor right there for you. You should have it the way you need it, because you're really kind of the most isolated from all the of all the sound of everywhere else. So you should make those things like, hey, because I told him, I said right after sound check, I told Dave, I said, I need more of Chris in my monitor, and then he cranked. I was like, oh, not that much. And I took it down, and it was like perfect. It was like for the rest of the night, I was like, yeah, good. He fucked up and wasted years on the first hit, and I know it was because he didn't hear Tom. Because Tom's,
I don't remember that
on the bum bum that part, he went right through it and then stopped and then hit the tss, 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 and we went into
I remember it.
Yeah, and that's because he couldn't hear Tom's bass runs.
Yep.
Because because I'm like, I was having trouble hearing Tom's and everything, and then when he went through it, he was looking at me like, where are we?
I heard that, and I went. Yeah, that's how you make that happen.
Yeah, well, that's what he did.
I'm only listening for my cues.
And that damn stop and working for a living. He living, loving, made all those things. That was me. I completely fucked him up because I was cueing him. So his mistakes were me fucking up because I didn't know where I was.
You had just said to me, we probably don't do Live and Love and Made. You know, we didn't have much time for that last set. We had about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, we probably won't do Live and Love and Made. That won't go over that well. And I'm like, no, we're doing Live and Love and Made. And then as soon as it started, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm sorry, Bob.
Yeah, that started just all bad for me. Went downhill. We got to have another Zeppelin song. That one's getting wearing on me. We need to put that like way deep at the end of the third set.
Deep cuts.
Right.
Deep down there. That's where we need to put that one.
Way down low.
Way down low.
Hey, you haven't even done one of these.
Deeper. I'm getting there.
What do you mean? You always say that.
Yeah, we're halfway.
Been like 20 minutes. Yeah,
actually, we're halfway through right now. So we'll just do the.
I thought it was supposed to be
nice talking with you guys.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station.
Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power Hour.
You son of a bitch.
My balls itch!
That's John when he can't find a beer.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at Bob and John's Podcast at gmail.com, on buzzsprout.com, and iTunes, or
at Loose and Buttery on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook Live.
And on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page at Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power Hour. And go to 151online.com for all your rock and roll needs. Go pick up our debut CD anywhere you can pick up music, basically.
Right at the website, 151online.com.
There you go.
Big old button on the side for purchasing now.
Big old button.
Big old button.
Go and press that big old
and I
button.
cannot lie.
Go hit that and purchase some. And I'd tell you to check out our gigs, but we don't have any right now.
March.
Well, we do. We do have one in March. Yeah.
That far,
yeah.
right?
The rest of the year is off because Greg's fault.
Sorry. Little surgery, take care of that shoulder, but.
Yeah.
It's only been in 8 years in the
6. It's only been it's literally broken, but it's only been 6 years.
He's lying.
He's been walking around for 6 years with broken.
He's lying. He's transitioning, and so it'll be Georgette afterwards.
Gina, when Gina comes back to lead the band, you'll know.
Wait till you see our new lead singer.
Some girl.
She's very hot in a manly way.
That one girl who wanted to sing so bad to take over everything.
Oh no, she didn't want to sing. She wanted to say the Red Sox suck. which I could get behind, but I didn't want to polarize the crowd.
Even though this is New York, there's going to be a group of Red Sox.
And I got to send you the picture because then she came back and just wanted to play your drums. And so I've got a picture of her behind the drums. She sat and played your drums for like a whole break. And I'm like, this is how you know John must be drunk. Because,
I didn't hear her.
Because somebody's back here playing his drums and he didn't come running. I just kept I kept telling her like, yeah, because first it was, can I get a picture behind the drums? And I'm like, yeah, give me your phone. I take a picture. And she's like, can I sit down? And I'm like, yeah, you can sit there and like take another picture. And she's like, can I pick up the sticks? And I'm like, you're gonna get me in trouble now.
But she asked Greg, I heard her, do you guys play any Spice Girls?
Yep, that's
she
on
did.
our list tonight.
And she came up with a whole bunch of songs like not even close to our wheelhouse.
Oh, there was some crazy shit in there.
Yeah.
Bee Gees. She kept asking for the Bee Gees.
Yep. I heard that.
You can't tell by the way I use my wow.
Yeah, I would love that.
You sit there and be like, have you been listening to us at all?
Yeah, so I know you were here for the first song. So.
Yeah. Have you been anything? Nothing?
No, nothing.
That's why I tell you, if we knew I was made for loving you, that would have gone over great.
Yeah, a little disco.
That would have gone over great. Would have got people dancing and partying.
No,
it's
right
good enough.
The doors. She couldn't have been hitting them that hard because
No. I was making her nervous because she's doing it, and I'm like just standing over. She's like, have I gone too far? And I'm like, he didn't come running yet. We're all right.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
Don't hit those too much. You'll have to do sexual favors if you break anything for. Then he'll take you up on it.
touch my drums, but you're just asking for trouble.
And what you just said there, you crossed the line, buddy.
Yeah, actually, Chris, John was particularly groovy. It's like that's because he was hungover. I do agree with Tom, except for the Motorhead version of our own song.
Oh man, we were driving that one hard.
Yeah, baby, you got on that motorcycle.
I felt so bad for Chris because I'm going. Oh, I mean, listening to him play, I'm like, he's got to play that.
He's played it faster at practice, but he doesn't seem to have a problem with it. I can't get all the goddamn words out. That's a wordy song that you're messing with me on.
Usually I pick up on that stuff, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, usually.
You started and we were like, hey, man.
Both me and Tom were like,
and we're doing this, and you're like, what? Hi. I can't really wave while I'm playing drums, guys.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
And then Tom's yelling, hi-hat, hi-hat.
Yeah, I know.
You caught that one.
Too. That's what makes me fuck that song up because I'm like, I know there's these.
You made it that way.
Yeah. Everybody out there, he wrote the drum part, so it's his own fault. Because that's what I said when we were packing up. I'm like, yeah, maybe John should be interested in listening to our CD.
I can get you a copy. Cheap. Like $12.
$12. Yeah. Inflation.
I've been saying it for years, but I do it all the time. It's like, why these bands make songs so complicated that you can't play them live? But that's the way I approach the drums in the studio. I want to make them, I want to challenge myself.
Those songs aren't so complicated you can't. Because I was just listening to some of the stuff that's up on our drive. All of our crap's up on the drive. All our
We're gonna have more
stuff. There's a bunch of practice sets in there, and Ready to Go is on there, and it just came up while I was waiting for Mary Jane to upload. I was listening to it, and I was like, that's a really good reproduction of our song, live. Like, that's a song that you would think wouldn't reproduce well. It's got a really high vocal. It's got
it's got some backing vocals to it too, and everything.
It's very anthemy.
I make the mistake with our own stuff that I'm like, when I'm going through, like the day before, I'll always go through the set list and I go one by one, and I'm like, I know that one. And then when I get to ours, I'm like, how could I fuck that up? And I go past it. So I don't listen. And that's my problem.
Rock and roll went over like crazy though. That went over crazy.
I got to tell you,
I got asked for more Zeppelin after that.
Everywhere
we got to put more.
We've played everywhere, and it started at the Dinosaur. I always find somebody that was not anywhere around, and they're like peering around a corner, like, like you guys are doing that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That when I picked time to do for one of my songs in the Round Robin, I was like that. I felt, and we did get that at the Beach Bar. The first time we played that was
absolutely.
You get that like they're playing time,
right? Right.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think it went over well. It was just.
It was flat.
That was a mellow crowd.
It was a flat reaction. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, when you weren't.
It was tepid.
When we weren't playing something that got everyone rowdy.
Yeah.
Then they were just going on with their conversations and drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Then you would do like, we're not going to take it, and there'd be fucking bah,
yeah.
bah, bah, bah,
the one thing the one song that's still amazing that we always end up with at least 2 or 3 people like right in our grill, like right with us is fucking Maiden. Whenever we play Maiden, they're like, you know what I mean?
I'm glad.
And you know what? We forgot. We should have played Flight of Icarus in the third set.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
We dropped it from the second. We could have put it back up.
Yeah. And Roadhouse Blues, I'm surprised that one didn't do as well. We had the crowd there.
I dragged them in a little too long because I think if I had
they should have
stopped,
been into it.
they were singing along though, and then they were like, "All right, fuck you."
That last one, the last one was like, "Oh, come on, you guys can do it."
Okay, no more of that.
It's like, okay, push it too far.
Yep.
And what
Crowd
you
participation's
just
fun.
said there, you crossed the line, buddy.
Well, we've got new stuff in the works that didn't make the set list.
Oh yeah, we'll play plenty more by the time we play in March again.
Hey, what else? What else you got down there? Yeah.
I only have these in there. I didn't fill the code.
Oh, that's fine.
Craig's like, that's fine. I'm in the mood. Let's go.
Why? Why you want to drink so bad?
Why do you want that beer so bad?
Because he's thirsty, dummy.
Yeah.
I did it. We did the reverse.
That's his avatar, Black Dick. I realize that name is a rich joke area, but curb yourself, people. This isn't junior high. Although Black Dick is huge and veiny.
If I knew you were in a drinking mood, I would have brought some others. I've got some others in the fridge to choose from.
We'll be right back after this message.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Well, I thought you would be into the stouts hardcore. That you kept saying fall's going to be the stouts. I'm going to line them up. You're going to do the stouts.
Well, winter's coming.
You know what happened? You know what happened, which I have to shift gears and make adjustments. Is I was spending a tremendous amount on beer, and then all of a sudden,
Halloween got you.
No, well that too.
Yeah.
And then now I'm spending a lot of money on cigars.
Well, slow down the cigars. Go back to the beer.
Yeah. That is.
You'll live longer.
That is the plan.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's a toss-up, but I think it's better for you.
It's a toss-up.
I'll get back to it. It was getting stressful to find new beers every night.
I'll bring you something. I promise.
It's getting tough.
You'll bring you. That's what she said.
Going to the lake actually is what the whole summer I was getting really nice beers.
Yeah, you were.
And I had to fill them up for the whole weekend.
Yeah, you were.
So I was like, I spent an hour in the Bev every night. You know, and normally I want to just get up to the lake. So I'm like, I got to go grocery shopping. I got to stop at the liquor store. And then I spent an hour in the beverage center checking out beers if I've had it. And I'm like, man, it's just getting too stressful. Wouldn't get to the lake at night.
So I guess we did have a topic for this whole episode, and I guess we'll just do it now. Why not? We were going to take. I wanted to do a 2 albums and compare them, or 2 bands I was even thinking of, but I decided to start at something that I knew everybody in the band, a band that everybody liked. Because I was like, I could do that, but I don't know if that person likes that. I could do that, but I don't know if that one likes that. So I was like, well, where do you start? So we're going to do Led Zeppelin 2 versus Led Zeppelin 4.
I wanted to lead this off, right, with just this comment. Not the whole thing, but this comment, right? This is like trying to match up 2 really great things. Like, let's do great sex versus great sex and a cupcake. Some people like cupcakes and some don't.
Yeah.
So
it's like the big-breasted brunette or the big-breasted blonde. Oh.
I think this might stem from multiple conversations we've had.
Yeah.
I think I always lean toward 4, and I think you always lean towards 2.
I'm probably the only one that leans toward 2. I have a feeling.
Nope. I'm a 2 guy also.
All right. Let's get into it then.
All right.
Well, do you want to start it off?
Yeah, I think Chris said 4 also, which
yeah,
right.
Yeah, Chris was going with 4.
So we didn't hear from Tom about it.
No, he didn't comment.
So see, no, we don't have a tiebreaker.
But I have a phone.
Well, we need a
he's
tiebreaker.
Always looking. That's for damn sure.
So
he's
here's
not quite in bed yet.
So just some background without even getting into like the individual songs, right? You've got, first of all, if you just look at Billboard charts,
well,
number 2 made number 1, number 4 made number 2.
Well, that's amazing,
right? So, point number 2. Zepp 2 was very blues rock, which is, I think, their base. You know, that's really what they're built off of.
They were more straightforward songs.
Right. Number 4 was more of a...
you felt like they were getting
mystic,
more into
mythical...
epic.
Yes. You start getting into that... the same thing that happened with the Beatles at some point. They start going down
Abbey Road, Rubber Soul.
Yes, exactly.
Revolver.
And I love that straight up blues rock. What's on that album? Lemon Song.
I love
you got a whole lot of love. What is and what should never be. The Lemon Song. Thank You. Heartbreaker. Live and Love and Made.
Those are all
Ramble On.
Kick
Moby
ass,
Dick. Bring It Home.
Straight up.
They had the
rock
balls. They had the balls to put a fucking drum solo on the fucking album for their second album. That's fucking. That's
they had
balls.
bottom.
Yeah. Well, they knew that, but not, still, you think the response of that. Right. And it's a kick-ass song.
That is ballsy.
Yeah.
It is ballsy.
And it's a kick-ass song. You know what I mean? So, the song list on that is killer. The Live and Love and Made, they didn't even want to put on.
Which
they
is
hate
ridiculous.
That song.
I fucking love that song.
Yeah. It was always been one of my favorites.
I'm always going to make you play that.
Okay.
I went in order. That's how I did this comparison. So for... the second album, Whole Lot of Love's the first song.
Yeah.
So I put it up against Black Dog.
Uh-huh.
And I had to make a decision. That's how I did my list.
And you came out Black Dog, right?
I went with Black Dog.
That's one of the problems with doing that is as an album, Black Dog's one of my favorite songs.
I think it's an amazing song, and when you try to play it, it's got some fucking
rhythmic stuff.
Yeah.
Even the guitar part.
It's nowhere near 4/4. Yeah, that's not happening.
That's one of those songs too. As a guitar player, you can learn the riff and have it ingrained in you, and then you play it in a band setting with a band, and it's not an easy. We're just playing straight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's funny too because that's one of those songs that makes you
Tom was going Zeppelin 4 all day.
All right. So if you've got no musical background, that Black Dog sounds like Jimmy Page doesn't have a good handle on the timing.
Yeah.
A
lot of Zeppelins like
it's
that.
It's got a crazy kind of feel to it. Until you really break it down and you go, Jesus, how does he do that? That's
well, it's the same thing with Van Halen songs.
Oh yeah,
Ed's all over the fucking place, but Alex.
But he's by himself. It really.
Yeah, but he always brings it around, and Alex is right there, and you know what I mean, like right there.
They never gave Michael Anthony any room though.
Yeah, no.
Whereas JBJ is like he's got the he's got a little more room to play, which makes it much more dynamic and makes it feel like they're just pulling apart from each other the whole time.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is that you've got Page kind of doing his own thing sometimes, and I mean, he's just doing his own thing that doesn't rhythmically, you would think wouldn't fit.
Right.
And then you got John Paul Jones and John Bonham playing off each other. You know what I mean? They're literally playing off each other, and it just makes it just blows your mind if you sit there and listen to the individual. They're on the cusp of just going off the fucking track.
And that song kind of is the pinnacle of that.
I'd love to play that song, but I know what a challenge it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Whole Lot of Love. I love Whole Lot of Love though, because it's so straightforward. Right there, you got that weird,
those huge slides.
Yeah, you got that.
Dude, I just have to appreciate the complexity of Black Dog.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I love the I love the solo for the end of Whole Lot of Love.
Yeah,
the guitar solo. You know, when they hit the bump. You know, it's just great shit. And when they do it live, especially, they do put so much more into it and stuff. And Page is doing a lot more noodling. That's why I never do the slides when we play it. I always do the bump, that thing that he does.
Oh, some of their live shit was so fucking great. Oh, just.
Well, if you're doing song by song, you got Rock and Roll and What Is and What Should Never Be.
You know where I'm at with that one.
You are Rock and Roll is the more straighter up front one, but I love What Is and What Should Never Be. You got all that slide guitar, that like almost like lazy, just oozy slide guitar.
I did that in a band, a couple bands, actually with Nick.
Oh yeah,
and those guys killed that song. That was like
Nick was
really
going to be there
good.
the other night, but he's in Texas.
Yeah, it was a
brother lives in Texas.
Yeah, he's fishing.
Yeah.
Well, that's not almost going to be there.
No, he's been trying to get to the last couple, and it's like something's always going on. Because he appreciates music.
Yeah, he does appreciate music.
And then the end of What Is and What Should Never Be. I mean, they got it bouncing between the two speakers, the guitar and everything. Just fucking killer shit. Killer shit. Rock and Roll. Maybe I'm just immune to rock and roll because I've played it.
Doing it for so long, but I never get tired of playing it.
I don't get tired of playing it necessarily, but listening to it, I'm kind of like, I could not listen to that.
I love to see the guy peeping around the corner when we play it. You know?
Well, it's the drums, right? That's one of those songs where where Bonham actually gets a song credit, and that song kicks ass because of that drum.
And I think that's one of my loves for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got
because Dinosaur, the dude wasn't even at the bar. He was like an outside guy, and I saw him at the window. He's like looking through the window.
I hope he wasn't disappointed at Dinosaur when we did the jazz fusion improvision in the middle.
He totally was.
Yeah. It's all going so well.
Yeah. It happens.
That one went way. I'm glad we repaired that after that because I was like, let's not do it.
That was a little bit of everybody. We all had a little
it was definitely
fun
fixed,
there.
Though. Because I've complained, saying like I don't know something.
It was you, Tom, and you.
Yeah, I sang.
Me and Chris were the ones at each end, looking at each other like, "What the fuck?
What are they doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
They're all together on this, aren't they?"
Chris is like, "I'm still playing the lead. Where's he? Where are they going?"
I think we got it.
And it's not a gig until Greg cuts off one of mine or Chris's leads.
Oh God. So true.
You nailed them on Working for 11.
Is that what it was? Working for 11? Yeah.
Totally missed.
I look back at him. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm like, what? I'm like, hold it. How did we end up here? Did we miss? I'm like, I didn't do the G, the D.
Where's my stuff?
Yeah,
I've done that. But I was like, wait a minute, that thing I do right there. Where'd I go?
I was like, suddenly we're back into the verse. I'm like, hold it here, and then I'm like. Oh, Greg cut him off.
Yeah.
I'm like,
one of those problems with me not hearing Chris very well.
Oh, yeah.
There was another time I was like, I think this is it. Like there's just a couple of times where I was kind of counting to myself, like I can hear him, but I can't hear enough of it to really know if that's the highlight, you know, like. And so I'm counting, like I'm coming in here.
I'm gonna speak up next time because that would have solved a lot of thing.
Oh, definitely. Make sure you got your mix good because that makes everybody else look better.
Bad fucking sound for a long time that I'm not picky. Like I said, when I'm close, I'm like,
when you're close. Because I felt like in general we had great sound, so I was just like, I hear myself. I knew it when I can't remember what song. It might have been like Refugee, which was what, second set. So
John Blank couldn't get the beginning. He's like, I don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
Yeah,
He started playing Give Me All Your
Lovin'.
He's like, it says it on here. Like, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It says, did he do? It's like, no, do.
You were like kind of panicked looking.
Yeah, I was. I was like, it's not coming, guys. It's not in there at all.
I felt like I was like, don't worry, I speak jive. John, do, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, bro.
So next we got, which I think is this
The Battle
totally
of Evermore.
and the Lemon Song. And the Lemon Song, I like the Battle of Evermore, don't get me wrong. But the Lemon Song
You took
is
the Lemon
crushing.
Song.
The Lemon Song is fucking crushing.
Absolutely crushing.
Yeah,
song.
I mean the bass on that's ridiculous.
You might.
You want to give Tom a nightmare? Fucking go, Tom. We're playing the Lemon Song.
Hey, Tom, we're playing the Lemon Song.
Now, here's the funny thing about matching these two up side by side like that.
Yeah.
Is if you just took, Zep 2 and looked down the list, you wouldn't pick the Lemon Song as one of the top songs on that album. Because
I like
I like it, but it's not one of the ones that you go, oh, that.
A lot of people.
I mean, I do, but I do, but that's different.
Oh, it's one of my favorite Zeppelin songs.
They certainly don't play it on the radio enough.
No, they don't.
Although it does get some play, enough.
Yeah, that's true. It does, but it's a long song, but it's just so fucking rocking during some parts.
It's a little suggestive,
just
for,
a little bit.
Mainstream radio.
Down my leg.
Yeah.
But I mean, the bass on that is ridiculous.
Yes.
Talk about the drums and the bass taking that song wherever it wants to go. And Page more than anything is following along, doing his own thing.
Drums and bass
the whole thing.
are holding hands.
Yes.
Yeah. That's and the Battle of Evermore is a great song.
It's a great song.
I dig it. I dig listening to it. But I
liked it more when I was like 12.
Yeah, talking about hobbits and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's put on the Hobbit and listen to the Battle of Evermore.
Not that I dislike listening to any Zeppelin song.
That's like I said.
Oh no, I won't. Kashmir.
So,
I'm out.
So you like Cupcake?
I like my sex. Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out when it comes to Kashmir. I can't listen to that ever again.
What about off of? You remember? Was the Page plant? No Quarter.
Oh, I love
and they
No
did
Quarter.
that, and they did that. No, the album No Quarter.
Oh, okay.
Where they did the slow version of Kashmir. It was pretty good.
I like Kashmir.
Because
I can't listen to Kashmir ever again.
the original just
Listen,
doesn't
a lot of people.
anymore.
Every single band, every single band, even the ones I love. There's one song that I cannot ever listen to again.
Name your Kiss song.
Name the Kiss song, probably Rock and Roll All Night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We play it.
But we play it all. We close sets
But it's
with
different. We've discussed this. Greg brought us to play Hush by Deep Purple. I listened to Hush before, and I don't like the song.
Right.
But playing it, I like playing it.
Yeah, I like the way we play.
Wow. Rock and Roll All Night went over like really. See again,
Yeah.
party crowd.
Yeah.
Rock and Roll All Night was a killer song for that.
Yeah.
I
Those
knew that
guys
was.
We're digging it, and then
They ate up School's Out, too. Right? We started with that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Hush,
that one
Hush
goes
went over
Yeah.
excellent too.
It did.
Yep.
It did. Yeah. Yeah. Rock and Roll All Night. Yeah, that's my Kiss one that I can't listen to.
Know that one.
Yeah, I can't do that one ever
Gotta
again.
Stay though.
Lick It Up was so good.
Yeah.
I think the crowd was fairly into it, but that was possibly one of our best performances of Lick It Up ever.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good.
It went so well.
I just listened to it before I walked
Oh,
in
yeah?
the door, and I'm like, oh, wow, that was super.
Excellent.
Too good.
Groovy. Baby.
Well, now you got this is a neat pairing. And by the way, on Zeppelin 2 has more songs, so I kind of took Moby Dick out because that's the odd.
Yeah.
It's a drum
Yes, it
solo.
is.
You know what I mean? So I kind of just took that out just because of that.
I don't think
To-
I would.
to-
I don't think I would change my decision here. And well, maybe 2 would get one more vote. If I flopped it down, I would have picked a Moby Dick. But we're not there yet, so let's.
Thank You and Stairway to Heaven.
That's,
Obviously, Stairway to Heaven has the, it's Stairway to
It's
Heaven.
Stairway.
I picked Stairway to Heaven
Yeah.
because it's
I love Thank You, though.
epic and
It's
so well known.
Again, both songs. I gotta. I see. This is like this is the Cupcake in the for these two songs, because Stairway to Heaven, number one, live, it's a different animal, the way it revs up even more, and it's great because Paige does that extra long solo at the end, and it's got they add so much more energy and flavor to it when they play it live. But I remember when like being in middle school and just getting into Zeppelin 4, because I remember we were always one step ahead, it seemed like, everybody else in our class. Everybody was like, Zeppelin 4, oh my God, they just found Zeppelin. And we were just like, yeah, I got 1, 2, I got 3. I'm listening to Houses of the Holy, Physical Graffiti. Well, 4, that was last year for us.
That was the first one
but everybody else was kind of like behind us on that. But I remember listening to that and like really loud with headphones on, like the big headphones on in my bedroom, lights out, and you're like listening to it. And you're really listening to it like that is fucking amazing.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't so overplayed, because I'd love to play the live version of it.
Oh, the live version's killer.
I would love to do it, but it's just been played so much.
I tell you, to be honest with you,
so many people that would say like, "Oh, they're doing this song."
Yeah.
on the recording, you know what I love listening to the recording, the studio recording more than anything, is listening to Bonham's drums. A fucking amazing drum take.
Yeah. I was going to say
on that whole thing.
One of the greatest things, not only that John Bonham's the greatest, but the way that they recorded his drums on so many songs.
Yeah.
Just fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things I was going to get to later, is the way both albums were recorded are very distinctly different. They really honed in on Bonham's drum sound on 4 that became known. The big acoustical, in the bottom of a stairwell, that type of fucking thing for Zeppelin 4. That
big and warmed up. And,
just huge drum sound. Not that the other ones weren't huge drum sound, but that would really took it to that.
Well, yeah, he's
level.
such an animal that, I mean, if you were tight in on that, you weren't going to get the right sound. You got to hear the acoustics of it. You really get that.
Paige always used to do the
Let it breathe.
the one close and the one far. That was his big thing with doing that. But they weren't doing individual. That wasn't recording in those days. Right. It was always just a couple of mics, and that was it.
I'm really interested in it, but it's the opposite of what we try to do here, is to get it all.
Well, it fits more with what you get when we were in the old practice space with the 2 hanging mics. I've messed with this a little because I wanted to be able to do single mic recording on the drums with a decent sound. So I messed around with a lot and did a lot of research, and you can get some really cool sounds with like the over the shoulder mic, and
the thing with doing that is you're talking about people who did that when they were a lot on location, and they could they were looking for that. They had all these opportunities to find a room or a corridor or
crazy mansions.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That is when you can get away with having 1 or 2 microphones.
Which we don't have that.
Well, most studios don't. Most studios, if they find a great drum room, then they want to individually mic them.
Get everything.
And it also gives you control. You have control over things.
Yeah, if something didn't come out right in that one take, you can adjust it to make it even. And
exactly.
I do want to record something in a big booming room though someday.
Yeah, I was.
If I could get, I've got that massive 20-foot ceilings addition with nothing in it right now. It needs a floor though, because it's concrete right now. But yeah, if we could deaden that out a little and just let it boom.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of carpet.
Guitars sound awesome out there.
I remember when my parents when we sold my parents' house down the road, and nothing was in the house and there were no rugs or anything, hardwood. Acoustic guitar in the front room sounded fucking awesome. It had that it was like playing an acoustic guitar inside of acoustic guitar.
The best awesome. I've ever had was, there was 2 good
tell
spots.
us, Greg.
When I was in college, my sister and her boyfriend owned a church in Little Falls.
Wow,
it was an old Methodist church that they bought. Church, right? Actually. So the actual
or a firehouse.
I don't know. What do you call the
pew? altar.
Yeah, so the pews had all been moved out, except for a couple they left up along the walls. They lived in the basement section of it was all living space and like a huge, massive kitchen and these awesome listening rooms. He was a DJ too, so he had these awesome rooms down there. But the church itself had its old pipe organ still working.
Oh my God, my pipe organ! Yay!
So I go up and play the pipe organ. A couple of times I brought my guitar and amp there though, and you stand up at the stage like at the altar, and there's balconies and the whole deal.
Greg was playing on the altar of rock and roll.
It is crazy the sound.
Why did they buy it?
He bought it to live in because he was actually, so he's a DJ, he was a French chef, he was a professional chef too.
They weren't gonna like preach or like have a flock or something.
No, converted. It had this massive kitchen with this really expensive old stove, something special that he wanted.
Oh, okay.
So he had, and it had a huge prep room next to it. You know, it was an old church where they, that he kept that. He converted the one massive room into this sound room. He had the biggest collection of CDs and vinyl I'd ever seen, with all of this special stuff.
He's playing cooking music is what he's doing.
He was a syndicated show, The Sound and the Fury. I don't know if you ever heard The Sound of the Fury. It's all like heavy metal. So he always had so he, Ozzy and Sharon knew him. They,
really?
He had all these Christmas cards.
Is he still your brother-in-law?
He is not.
Oh.
No, but I got a lot of cool stuff from him. The other one was I had that place. I lived on the water in Cohoes, 15-foot ceilings with acoustical tiling at the top to deaden the sound for the other floors. I had a buddy that used to come and play cello up there, and I'd play guitar with him, and that room was awesome. All the old wood floors from the factory, and these acoustical ceilings, and it was just like the hum in that room, like so warm.
I can't wait till we actually do some sound deadening in this place, because at Tony Perino's, where we did the Dust and Bones album, you'd walk down in his basement and your ears would literally go because it was so dead.
Suck up all the sound.
Oh yeah, it was so dead. It was just like you could have gone like, hey, and we've been like, hey. Yeah, there was like no echo or any kind of natural reverb whatsoever.
Moving in the right direction.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Disaster is going to happen before it gets better, but
I know.
We'll get there.
Actually, more hasn't been done because now I'm afraid from here on out it's dust. Between taking that down and putting
we have to cover some shit,
taping and sanding, we have to
You're gonna make a mess.
Shit down here.
Yeah.
Actually, what we were talking about, the best thing is if we probably build a wall of plastic.
Yeah.
Protect this side.
The wall of plastic.
If you build out around where you're working.
Yeah, it might be our best bet.
The wall of plastic.
Otherwise, we have to cover everything because it's going to be on everything. Especially once I start
make a wall.
Make a wall.
We're
Next,
making a wall.
Heartbreaker, Misty Mountain Hop.
I went Heartbreaker on that one.
Heartbreaker.
That Page's lead in the middle. That stop in the lead part. Yeah, I mean, you got to go Heartbreaker. Although I do dig Misty Mountain Hop.
I do too. Totally dig it.
But Heartbreaker leads into Live and Love and Made. So.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Which you didn't pick. I see you.
Oh no, he was going to pick Four Sticks. I knew he was going to pick 4 Sticks.
Bob and I set out on a mission.
Oh yeah, we were doing that for a while.
At least for me to play it, and it's a
we'd go down in the studio, and I would plug in, and he'd be in there, and we would just sit there and try to get the rhythm, and literally play for like an hour just trying to get the fucking rhythm going, and it's a fucking
the stamina. Even if I get the stamina alone.
From what I understand, the story is Bonham had severe issues with it. He did. That was the one where that really tagged him. And they got to a point where everybody just took off and went down to the pub or something, and Bonhams just stayed behind. It was like, I'm going to fucking nail this bitch.
Nobody probably realizes it, but basically he's playing double bass the whole time. The only difference is he's playing it between the bass drum and the hi-hat. So it's back and forth. It's just like playing the whole time. He's just doing a hi-hat and bass drum, and it's fucking hard.
The fucked up part is when those parts, like you were just doing to try to fucking get into rhythm and then count. Oh, forget forget about it.
That's I can't even imagine doing that song without counting the whole damn thing. There's such a hard feel, you know.
No, see, we would get into it. The Dune, we'd be great and everything, but then we're just like, fuck. Where does that come now? Because we've lost. And then we try to count it, and then we're all off on the Dune.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah, it's one or the other. It's like it's like we needed somebody there to tell us when to fucking go.
That was a hopeful candidate for a song,
right?
Oh, that would no, I couldn't do that. That would hurt.
Blow it up.
Yeah, that would hurt. Four Sticks is awesome.
So even once the groove was getting there, I mean, to make it through the whole song was a bitch. I'm
just amazed that Robert Plant and Jimmy Page hated "Living, Lovin' Maid" so much.
Me too.
I love the song.
They just couldn't because they were.
Was there meaning to it, or was it? What was why did they hate it?
They just thought it was schlocky and
really,
yeah. Just thought it was corny, schlocky shit. But it was the last song to go on. They needed the one more song.
I heard that. Yeah. What did I see? That those two songs on the tape don't go together. It ends the
with Heartbreaker and Livin' Lovin'.
Yeah, they don't. One of them. I forget if it ends one side on something else, like in Heartbreaker and Livin' Lovin' Maid don't end up back to back on the tapes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, on a cassette tape?
On cassette tapes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That
Isn't
sucks.
that weird?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I know radio stations that don't even play the two songs separately. Because
it's like some radio stations don't play "We Are the Champions" and "We Will Rock You."
Yeah,
We Will
right.
Rock You. Yeah, you know what I mean? They don't separate. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Which I'm looking forward to that movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, that looks good. Coming out this Friday.
Which what I was saying earlier is people that made studio versions that were hard to cover live. There's a good
there you
example.
go. Yeah,
it's fun. From what I understand, Zeppelin 2 was recorded in a lot of different cities, and they actually traveled with the tapes because they were on tour. So they actually traveled and would go to the studio in the city they were in and record it.
Crazy.
Yeah, because they were on tour and they didn't want to stop to record the album.
Right.
So they, in a weird way, they kind of felt like it was very cut and paste type of an album.
Well,
where when you listen to it as a fan, it doesn't sound like that at all.
But it really makes sense why it would be such a straightforward hard rock and blues album because they were out playing live, and then when you're when you're playing a live show, that's coming out. That's who you are. That's
exactly.
You don't get the time to breathe and make Misty Mountain Hop. Yeah. You're gonna do Ramble On.
Speaking of that, you got Ramble On and Going to California. Ramble On 5 million days of the week for me.
I took Ramble On.
That is.
I was asked after we played rock and roll. I was asked if we played Ramble On by 4 different people.
Wow.
So I think Ramble On's on the list somewhere.
That's a tuning song, though. That's fucked up. It's you got to fucking do a different tuning. You're a fucking drummer, asshole.
I'll do it. I'm in, John.
All right.
Do it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Oh.
Well, that didn't solve anything. Guess I'll just go out and get hammered.
You three just hit that button.
You
that magic button.
But Ramble On is amazing. It's fucking amazing. That song is fucking amazing. It's got. I don't know. To me, listening,
we could have a lot of fun with that. I'm thinking of like the parts right now.
To me,
do my baby.
To me, listening to Ramble On a nice fall October day is like it's like it in my head. Whenever I hear Ramble On, I just think of a fall October day. That's for me. It's just like fucking perfect.
You're ready to ramble.
Yeah, ready to ramble on. It's just got everything, and the bass is so killer. I mean, John Paul Jones' bass line, fucking killer. Oh my God, tasty, just dripping, just dripping. We eliminated Moby Dick, so let's go with Bring It On Home When the Levee Breaks.
Well, that kind of fucks up my list.
You said it didn't.
So he's got them both starred, though.
I know, because I went When the Levee Breaks against Moby Dick, and I love Moby Dick as a drummer. I mean, I think it's fantastic, but When the Levee Breaks is a great song.
We'll give you the mulligan. You can take both.
Well, see, this is what happens, though. If Moby Dick drops down, Bring It On Home comes back, I'd probably still take When the Levee Breaks, but I'm
All
going
right,
to
well,
take
then there you
Moby
go.
Dick. Now I'm tied.
You can have
See what I'm
both
saying?
to relax.
That's what I'm saying. It fucks me up now. I'm be tied. So I can't.
So?
Now I don't. Now
No,
I don't
no,
have
just
a
leave
winner.
it.
John,
Just leave
John, we make. There's no real winner here. We just.
There's no winners or
comparison.
losers. There's
That's
just
right.
somebody with a cupcake.
John, yeah, you're gonna get your sex and your cupcake, John. Don't worry about it.
Okay, as soon as you put it that way. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I might have to go with Bring It On Home for that one, though, too. That's
I was always a little bit more partial to Bring It On Home than When the Levee Breaks. Although When the Levee Breaks,
Great
I mean,
songs,
killer drum sound.
Well, that's why I have
You
to
know?
go with it. The beginning of it is like
all Bonham.
when you sit behind the drums. It's the first thing that comes to my mind every time.
We were amazed. We saw. We went down to Fox, the casino there, Foxwoods in Connecticut, and saw Sammy Hagar. Well, it was Sammy Hagar and friends, but it's basically the Circle. Because it was Michael Anthony, Vic Johnson, and Jason Bonham.
Yep.
And they played like rock and roll, and they played. Number one is the most amazing drum solo I've ever seen, because he put his video of his father up behind him, and he played the identical fucking thing drum solo as his father
cool.
did, and it was like that blew my fucking mind. I was like, that's great.
I saw Satriani a couple of years ago. He puts the video for the Sat Shuffle behind him and plays fucking note for note with it. It's so crazy. It's the craziest shit when he could do that.
It is
with the drum solo. I just never seen it with the drum solo. And I was like, I was like, that's great. That's just awesome. You know
nasty.
what I mean? Yeah, and that it's his father. You're playing with that. That's awesome. But they came out and did When the Levee Breaks.
Wait, Joe Satriani does look like his own father now. Yeah, just to be clear. Right.
They did come out and do When the Levee Breaks, though, which I thought was amazing because I'd never heard it live. And I don't think I've ever heard a Zeppelin recording of them doing it live. So it was really amazing that they did a great job of doing it live.
Now I know why. Every time I look for it and I can't find it, I always get what comes up on YouTube is the Zepparella. They do that one. Yeah, that's
and the Iron Maidens.
Yeah. Hey, that's how Stratus was found, right?
Strauss, yeah.
Close.
Yes.
Stratus
Nina
Strauss, yeah. She was part of the Iron Maidens.
Yep.
Yep, and they ended with Alice, which that band is probably his best band ever.
So good.
Yeah, I would say his best band ever.
Well, he's got that. He's got the business down to a science.
He does.
So it looks like we got 3 Zeppelin 4s against 2 Zeppelin 2s. Because Chris and Tom both went Zeppelin 4.
We still win. There's 2 of us here, and there's only John.
Yeah, that's right. We win. We're
win.
calling
Yo, Zeppelin 2.
What is this? Some
by the way,
Republican party?
By the way,
you don't show up to vote.
I still do love Zeppelin 4. It is. It's for what
we did this because it's a great challenge.
It's just missing a cupcake.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Zeppelin 2 is my favorite Zeppelin album. Zeppelin 4 probably hits about number 3 because Houses of the Holy is 2 for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we did this once before, and we were on and you were picking albums, and I was like, I knew you were a Houses of the Holy guy.
I love right there.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah, love Houses of the Holy, and it has probably my favorite Zeppelin song on it, which is The Ocean.
Jacket?
Yeah,
is that what?
That's the inner jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the outside too. It's the cover on the outside, but you also
these weren't up before, were they? Did you put these?
No,
up?
this is the first time you've been down here since Friday. Yeah, put those up and
he's working.
Cover those up. You're gonna get dirty when you start making.
We're gonna make a wall.
Oh yeah, I got a fucking shitload of all that stuff is stuff I got to put.
Holy shit!
Oh, it's gonna explode. There's gonna be a lot of Kiss stuff, unfortunately.
There's a shitstorm coming.
Well, you saw the other row with my shelf there.
Yeah, you got the busts up. Yeah.
I told John. I said we need to get 151 busts.
Yeah. Our own little Mount Rushmore.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that.
Listen to him. Yes.
Yeah.
I want that.
I do.
I want that now. All right. I suppose we should get out of here because we're like way over time.
That's a surprise.
It went like that. Just like that.
Just like that.
Oh, I wish I was Beyonce.
One more time.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
You can find us at bobandjohnspodcast@gmail.com, on buzzsprout.com and iTunes, or
At Loose and Buttery on the Twitter and Instagram and Facebook Live.
and on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page at Bob and John Super Duper Variety Power Hour. And go check out 151online.com for all your rock and roll needs. Go pick up our debut album and go, check out the calendar. Check out our calendar. See where we're playing next, even though we're not this year, but we will have a loaded schedule for next year.
Woo, that's good. I did have one more thing if there's any more time.
Go, what?
I want to shout out to Uber. I've never used them before, and Friday night I was a goddamn disaster. and so the person I was with was like, how you getting home? I'm like, I guess I'm going to try to Uber. And she's like, okay, do it. And I'm like, well, I've never done it before.
It's very cool.
It is very
If we
cool.
don't say this, Tom's going to get angry.
All right.
Tell the audience I had a great Delmonico steak and 3 glasses of Cabaret for dinner.
Oh.
Well,
congratulations.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I had a Busch Light.
Yeah. Yeah, but you had a spotted cow, too.
I did. I got to mark that in.
There you go, Tom, right here.
Everything that guy just says is bullshit. Thank you.
So, my friend puts all my information in there, right? The next day, I want to check because they delivered me home properly. And I checked my Uber app, which I now have, which I didn't have before. And I'm checking it out, and it was like $8.
Yeah,
so I was like,
cheap.
wow, that was fantastic.
Well, yeah, from the casino to here, you hope so.
And, yeah, but then
Could have walked it.
but then in the old days, I might have tried it. Yeah. Then I realized I never tipped the fucking guy. You take a cab, you tip him, you know? So then Bob mentions to me that, like, not only can you rate them, they can rate you.
Oh, no.
So I'm checking it out, and I'm like, well, he hadn't rated me.
It's kind of like
I
sex.
look at him,
If they rate you,
he
you rate
had a
them.
nice car, and he got me home, and he was friendly.
Didn't rape you?
So I gave him
far
a
as you know.
5, and he gave me a 5. So now we're both rating each other well. And I realized now it's a day later. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm going to tip the guy. And you still can. You can do it
do
later.
it up.
So I threw him fucking $5. It's
Yeah,
almost
that
as
could
much
have
as the
been it.
guy
Could have been
Then he gave you a
or it could have been
6.
the
Yes.
midnight rape.
I'm sure he
Or
would have given me a bonus.
nude gay
if he
art show
could've.
that took place in my
You
room.
would've.
One of those probably added to
Did you have
lack
a
of sleep.
nude gay art show?
No, but I did have
But you got a good night's sleep.
I did have a good Uber experience. It feels like the last time I used a cab, I feel like I spent
Wasn't
a lot
good.
of money.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
cabs are expensive. Uber's not.
Yeah.
They're faster because those people are in a hurry.
Yeah, yeah. They're looking for surging.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
people are looking, and so like he was right
Took
there.
one to a concert when we were in to Omegang from the hotel in Cooperstown. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're probably in line at the casino ready to
I'm
go.
sure.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They probably parked right out. front
Dinosaur.
waiting.
Dinosaur has a stop for them.
Oh, do they?
Lyft
Uber
or
valet.
Uber. It's
Yeah.
right out front now. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Sons of bitches.
All right. Just wanted to get that out. It was on my mind the whole time because it was a cool app. Really,
That's
easy,
cool.
easy
Yeah.
to use.
Yep.
Back goes Serrano. He'll need a rocket up his ass to catch this one.
I think that's it.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna hit this button because we haven't hit the button the whole show.
I am not gay, senor. You just make me do gay things.
I think this was the least gayest podcast we've done.
I think so. That's
Pretty nice.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good.
Yeah.
High fives. High fives all around.
Oh, now it just got gay.
I am not gay, senor. You just make me do gay things.
When I
Sorry.
bend over to push the button, my ass will be the last thing you ever see.
Say goodnight, guys.
Good night,
Good night, guys.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
He would have an enormous Schwanzstücke.
He's going to be very popular.